Hello, friends. My co-hosts and I are going to take a look at some reactions to the Amber Rose RNC speech from last night. Let's get right into it.
Hello. My name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
A member of Congress who was a Republican came out immediately and blamed the incident on DEI and said that the fact that there were women and black people in the Secret Service is the reason this happened. That is a member of Congress who went out on the TV and said to the world that DEI was the cause of an assassination attempt. This is where the Republican Party is. So it's ironic that they were able to recruit this young woman who, she's a racially ambiguous. I don't want to say she's black because she has said she's not. So I don't want to say this woman who is of whatever race that she has claimed. She said she's not black. But they've brought somebody whose whole career is based in black culture. She used to be on a show on BET. That's the reason most people know who she is. She dated one of the most prominent African-American rappers in the business in the history of hip-hop. So her whole culture came from black culture, even though she says she's not a black person herself. And the fact that she is now the person they're using to try to recruit young people of color and to say that this is the person who is the endorser of Donald Trump who you should trust, when she won't even claim the culture that brought her to the table. I'm dubious that this will work. I don't know anyone who takes their political cues from Amber Rose, but just in case you do, you might want to duplicate doing your own research because she might not have done it thoroughly.
Well, it strikes me when she says the left told me to hate Trump, but when you cut through the lies, you'll realize that life was better under him. That's a resonant argument for a lot of people. Now, of course, you have to discount the fact that there was a 100-year pandemic and everything that resulted from that. But if you clip that and put it on Instagram among, the people that follow her, that could pick up a lot of traction. That resonates with folks.
Well, sure. And, I would love to ask her, what lies? Like, it's one thing you can say when I cut through the lies. What lies are those? And then please tell me, how do you counter those lies you're talking about with the actual data that's there. We can talk about the emotions because economics are emotional, and if people don't feel it, I get it.
In fairness, the left has vilified Donald Trump.
Well, I'm sorry. Define vilified.
You can argue the merits, but in fairness, the left has vilified Donald Trump. Threat to democracy. That he's a
is that a vilification or
he's
an
a proto-fascist?
Is that a vilification? And I don't mean to argue with you, Jeff, but I disagree with this notion that the left has vilified Donald Trump. The left has pointed out multiple things he has done as president, has said as president, as a candidate for the presidency again, that deserve to be pointed out, deserve to be criticized. That's not vilification. That's acknowledging what is there for everyone to see. Now, if someone had called him, all sorts of names, in addition to that, then the name calling, I would say, is vilification. But the substance of what people are talking about, you can't call that vilification when you're hammering the guy on what he proposes for the country and to do to the country.
Amber Rose's speech at the Republican National Convention, RNC, last night has ignited significant reactions from Democrats and political commentators. They are grappling with the potential impact of her endorsement of Donald Trump. Democratic strategist Van Jones called Rose's speech the most dangerous speech for the Democratic coalition on CNN. He pointed out how effectively Rose articulated her points, which could resonate with a broader audience. Many Democrats expressed surprise and disappointment at Rose's apparent political transformation. Known for her advocacy of women's rights, Rose's support for Trump, accused of misogyny, has drawn extensive criticism. Social media platforms were abuzz with mixed reactions from Democrats and liberals. Celebrities like drag performer She Cooley criticized Rose's post supporting Trump, with some comments simply dismissing her stance. Concerns have been raised about the potential impact on the Democratic coalition. Van Jones noted that Rose, as a woman of color, speaking at the RNC, could be particularly influential on certain voters. Liberal media figures also weighed in on Rose's speech. MSNBC host Joy Reid criticized Rose's RNC appearance, sparking a public clash between the two. Other commentators acknowledged Rose's effective delivery. The Democratic Party now faces a challenge in addressing Rose's message without alienating potential voters. They need to tackle several key points, including Rose's claims about media misrepresentation of Trump. Rose asserted that Trump's presidency was better for American families, a claim that Democrats will need to counter effectively. She also highlighted the feeling among some voters of being silenced within liberal circles. As the 2024 election campaign continues, Democrats will need to adjust their strategy. Rose's high-profile endorsement and the broader messaging from the RNC pose a significant challenge. The Democratic Party must navigate this landscape carefully. They need to ensure they respond to Rose's points while maintaining their core values and appealing to a diverse voter base. Rose's speech has undoubtedly added a new dynamic to the election campaign. Democrats will need to stay agile and responsive to maintain their coalition and attract undecided voters. In the coming months, the Democratic response to Rose's speech and similar endorsements will be crucial. Their ability to effectively communicate and address voter concerns will shape the trajectory of the campaign.